Tony Zaret masterfully weaves cringe content into his shtick as a stand-up comedian and digital creator, brilliantly referencing some of the worst or most outdated trends social media has to offer by implementing them into his own work.
This week, our special guest is Big Chungus. Big Chungus.
He straddles the line between clueless goofball and extremely intelligent in his delivery of digital culture. From his 2020 obsession with Big Chungus to Markiplier pregnancy fanfiction, Tony Zaret has an uncanny knack for tackling real-world online experiences by replicating them in authentic ways. So good is he at doing this that it isn't unusual to find his memes posted unironically online, with people either enjoying them sincerely or absolutely outraged thinking he's being serious. To find out more about his process, I hopped on a call with Tony and asked him a few questions. I have quite a few questions that I'd like to ask if you'd like to answer them.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, I'll stay on. I feel like this conversation is probably being listened to, so it will get shut down, but I will answer everything I can until this sort of woke mob finds out that you're interviewing me and gets us all shadow banned. But I'll do my best until then. Yeah.
Of course, that's the last thing we want. How did you get your start?
Well, originally I was really interested in heavy metal music, and I was kind of working as a journalist writing metal reviews, and basically there was this whole thing a few years ago called pivot to video. Every publication started having to do videos, so no more journalism, and basically I had to start making sketch comedy for 18 to 24-year-olds, which was just a couple years younger than me, and so I dove into that. And sort of researched what was popular, and people seemed to like it. Maybe they were liking it ironically, but it doesn't matter because I was getting a lot of likes, and so I've been doing it ever since, and that's now been about 5 years.
Sometimes your posts can be taken too seriously. Have there been moments where people have threatened you?
Yes, actually, I did have something recently, and you can actually... I posted a video on my YouTube channel called I'm Breaking Character about this, but I really did. I posted a poem on my Facebook. I have a public Facebook page still. I don't know why, but I post these. I posted a poem on there. It said, "Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a woke fall," and I call it woke nursery rhymes. And people were really mad. I don't know. It got shared to some kind of boomer, page, and I had just people really angry, and I lost my Facebook account for Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a woke fall, and I lost it for like maybe 5 days, and they said it was going to get deleted, and I did an appeal, and then one day, Zuckerberg himself probably saw my appeal and was like, "Oh, this is funny."
Could you please tell me a little bit about your character, the Riddler?
I have an absolutely diabolical new video about the Riddler himself, but just to take a step back, there was a recent Batman movie with the Riddler, but I was actually bringing the Riddler back into public consciousness several years before Paul Dano's, frankly, failed attempt to top my Riddler. Basically, I've always been fascinated with the idea that they had a character called the Joker, and it was very popular. He makes jokes, and they thought, okay, what can we do, to sort of elevate, the Batman franchise? We already have the Joker, and then they came up with the Riddler, which is a completely different concept, and that's what's so great about the writers of the Batman comics, is that they can do something as crazy as a Joker and then go 180 degrees and do a Riddler, and because a riddle is totally different than a joke. And that's why I was so fascinated with the fact that there was a Riddler, because it's just so different than the popular Joker. Because a riddle is not like a joke. Yes, it's totally different than a joke, because a riddle you don't laugh at it. It's formatted like a joke, but it makes you think. Like, would you like to hear a riddle?
I'd love to hear a riddle.
Yeah, what has two arms, 2 legs, and is talking to you right now?
Is it the Riddler?
No, it's a guy. The answer is a guy. So, and that's these riddles, they make you think, and they're very challenging, and I think that's why I was fascinated with the Riddler, and I've been making Riddler content now for probably 4 years.
You did a stand-up set at the Touching Grass art show in Philadelphia earlier this year. What was that like?
Yeah, it was. They had a bunch of people there that make memes, and they also had some stand-up comedy performances. Fortunately, it was sort of there was sort of a DJ. If I'm being honest, playing at sort of the same time as a stand-up comedy, so people more were just sort of seeing my mouth move. But I did get to meet a lot of people that make memes. I met Namaste at Home Dad. I met Da Jekyll. I met Memeing Into the Void. I think I met the Grape Juice Boys, and just a lot of these are all Instagram accounts. But I met them in person, and it was interesting to see what people, because a lot of people don't put their own picture in memes.
You've done a few YouTube videos where you take on a very specific brand of Chinese humor. Do you spend time in those areas online?
谢谢你，我在学习中文. That means thank you, I am studying Chinese. So I haven't actually looked at the Chinese memes, but I'm learning Chinese. And then as far as other nationalities' meme pages, I would say I spend at least 20 minutes a day on various backbenchers pages from India. Are you familiar with backbenchers memes? So this is, if you just go on Instagram, you look up backbenchers, there's thousands of meme pages from India. A backbencher is a student that sits in the back at school, I guess. And so the memes are all about how sort of naughty they are. They're not interested in, maths. They're interested in, meeting girlfriends or cheating on tests. So I look at a lot of memes aimed at Indian 12-year-olds. And so I do get a lot of inspiration from those.
And that's perfect for your style because you are appealing to that younger demographic.
Yes. And another great thing is, if you haven't looked at a lot of Indian meme pages, is that they're kind of keeping traditions alive. Like here in the West, we've moved into, kind of a weird phase of, the stonks guy and deep fried memes, and everything is weird. But in these Indian meme pages, the things like the rage face are still as relevant as ever.
I've spent some time there as well, and I have noticed that the stone guy, like Rage Face, is still popular.
Weed Bro.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I think it's just the rebellious nature of it. As you're well aware, to smoke something like a cannabis, large cannabis blunt, is a bit of a rebellious act in a lot of places. So I think by showing this guy, he has on smoking one of these things, that you're kind of saying, hey, I don't care about authority. I'm a backbench. I'll sit in the back of class and I won't do my homework, and I'll smoke a large cigar filled with cannabis. And I think that's why it's so funny to see a Weed Bro meme. And it is interesting that it's been going on so long, and it's still funny because at some point, I thought the first time you saw the Weed Bro at the end of a meme, you would laugh, and now this character's been around for probably 12 years, and it's still functioning as a punchline in these memes, but I guess the surprise is still there.
How do you manage to keep Big Chungus so fresh?
Well, I think what makes Big Chungus still relevant is the fact that what they've done is they've taken the Bugs Bunny character, who everyone loves, and it's much wider. It's much larger. So when you see it, you're going, this isn't the Bugs Bunny, and you laugh. And, for me, maybe the Weed Bro thing got old 6-7 years ago, but I'm still surprised because my eyes look at the top of the Chungus. I think, oh, it's Bugs Bunny, and then they drift down to the center, and I see how wide they've made him, and I have a laugh. And I think my people that go to my account or other true meme lovers still find it funny, and that's why I will never stop posting Big Chungus. And I also still post Harambe. It's another one I still think is funny.
Oh, you're still posting Harambe?
Yeah, I have I can't remember, but a couple months ago I did a Harambe post, and so I'm not dropping that one either because it's very amusing. I mean, it's sad what happened, but
was that in line with the anniversary?
No, is it the anniversary? I've just been posting Harambe nonstop really since it became about 6 months after it was a meme. I missed it at the beginning, so right around the time when everyone else got sick of that one, I really dove into it, and I've been posting it ever since. But I didn't know there was an anniversary of his birth. His birthday is still around, right?
I would assume his birthday is still around, yeah.
Yes, I mean, the Harambe himself, the gorilla, there's nothing wrong with him, right? He's still living in the zoo in Ohio?
I wish that was still the case, Tony.
What?
I know, I'm sorry, but
oh no.
something terrible happened and Harambe is gone now.
Oh, okay. So I've been joking about this ape. Was this happen like a week ago he passed away, or?
I'm so sorry, it was a few years ago now.
Oh boy. Well, I may have to go back and take down some of my stuff from the past 6-7 years because I've been making light of an ape's passing. Sorry about that.
Any plans for the future?
I've noticed over the years my videos have just gotten longer and longer, so I think I'm just going to try to just extend the length, do what I'm doing, but if I could get more Patreon subscribers, I could maybe start doing videos that are like 20, 30 minutes long because I don't have to do other stuff. So I guess that's my goal, to make longer content. And the longer the video, the more the revenue, again, as you know. So that's my goal. Yeah, you'd probably get infinite. I think if you made an infinitely long video, you would get infinite revenue. Someone has to check with that. So I don't know if like a scientist Musk or some of these guys has put some work into that, but just an idea.
Okay, I think that's all the questions I wanted to ask you, Tony. Great. Have you got any questions for me?
What is funnier, a Big Chungus or Harambe?
I'm going to say Big Chungus just because, yeah, poor Harambe. He's gone now.
And gone, like, you mean they sent him back to the jungle so he could sort of live a more natural lifestyle, or... I'll Google it right now. Oh my god!
You can catch Tony Zaret on all social media platforms for more excellently crafted cringe content, or subscribe to his Patreon to see if it is satirical or not.